There's got to be some kind of most improved award owing to Royal Enfield for the Himalayan in 2024. It's not that the new Himalayan is instantly moved to the top of the class, although it's right up there by all accounts. It's simply that we've seen a host of changes that riders have been clamoring for that makes it more attractive, particularly in the demanding Western markets. Now sure, the 650 twins were an impressive and huge step forward, but they were all new, while the Himalayan, by comparison, arrived in a fairly basic form in 2016, but will be transformed for 2024. There's steep competition in the form of the KTM 390 Adventure, of course, also made in India, while competition like the new CF Moto 450 MT has to overcome being made in China in many riders' minds. Pricing for the UK is also announced, starting at £5,850, although the tubeless tyre version pumps that up to at least £6,250. It looks like the 390 is £6,599 in comparison, putting the Royal Enfield in a good position indeed. Indians pay about 60% of that figure too, but you can also bet Royal Enfield will sell more in their home market than the rest of the world combined. The original Himalayan wasn't to everyone's taste, and I always thought of it as almost a commuter adventure, which isn't a criticism. I strongly considered buying one instead of my WI250R a few years back because while it didn't have the same level of off-road cred, I figured it was a good entry-level ADV, especially as someone who needs to traverse a fair bit of tarmac to reach anything resembling a venture. Granted, I'd probably fall into the adventure tractor category. If I can get there, I'm happy. It's less about speed, with not having scared myself silly a benefit, hence the WI250R. Looking at the new model, we've seen Royal Enfield almost double the power output from the original, from a fairly meek but usable 24 horsepower to a new larger 451cc Sherpa engine, liquid cooled, and pumping out a much more impressive 40 horsepower and 40 Nm of torque, with the torque gains a little more moderate at around 20%. This has been a bit of an Achilles heel for Royal Enfield. Plenty of people love the smaller bikes and they have a cult following, but they struggle to impress those who are a little more performance inclined. There's also EFI and ride-by-wire on this new version, with the ride-by-wire a first for Royal Enfield as far as I can remember. Importantly, there's also a 6-speed gearbox replacing the old 5, and nothing dates a motorcycle more than a 5-speed. Now that's linked into ride modes, a 4-inch TFT display with phone connectivity, and full map navigation powered by Google, ensuring that the tech matches the new performance. Are ride modes really necessary? I'd hazard a guess no, but I think this is actually a demonstration of what Royal Enfield are capable of more than anything. Suspension is also upgraded with a set of Showa 43mm USD forks offering 200mm of travel, keeping in mind it was previously a 41mm telescopic unit. The rear shock travel also jumped up to 200mm from 180, but there's no mention of adjustability there, and I'd probably assume preload at the rear as a minimum. I was pretty happy with the original suspension at 70 kilos, but this seems like a move in the right direction and probably necessary with the extra power on offer. The frame is a new steel twin spar frame, replacing the half duplex unit previously run. Wheels are also tweaked with new aluminium alloy rims, retaining the spoked options naturally, and we see a 90x90 front on 21-inch rim, plus a 140x80 on that rear 17-incher. Royal Enfield tell us that the rear is for better traction and confidence in all conditions. Brakes are bumped up to a 320mm front rotor, still running a 2-piston caliper, while the rear carries a 270mm rotor and single piston caliper, both larger rotors with a boost in braking performance no doubt necessary, with significantly more performance on offer. The stop has to match the go after all. We also see switchable ABS, dual channel, and you can now deactivate the rear for off-road use, which is of course going to be very welcome. Ground clearance is also marginally boosted to 230mm from the previous 220, and there are some trade-offs. The seat height is raised by 25mm to 825 and can be adjusted between that and 845mm, which does negate the old advantage of the bike being quite short rider friendly. There's a low seat height version though that does bring it back down to 805mm, not far off the original 800. Weight is also bumped to 196 kilos, although that's with a full tank of fuel or 90% of that 17 litres compared to the outgoing model which was 194. Although I am seeing 182 kilos listed for the very original model, but I don't think that includes fuel. We also see LED lighting, which is very nice as they tend to massively outperform halogens, and hopefully that's the case here too. Color options include Camet White, Kazart Brown, Slate Poppy Blue, Slate Himalayan Salt, and Hanley Black. And the bike appears to run both a lower front guard, as you'd see on most road bikes, and a taller dirt bike style version as well. The base wheels aren't tubeless, although I doubt anyone will really mind, with the upspec model offering them in tubeless from what I've read, so the best of both both worlds there. Naturally, styling has also been tweaked and the bike looks the business to my eye. The seat does look more cushioned, that larger tank is noticeable, and there's a rear rack as standard and a much nicer looking exhaust too. It'll be interesting to see one in person, but this looks like a very welcome change, and I reckon we'll be seeing this engine across a host of new models, as it's basically what I'd like to have seen in their 350s if I was to consider that kind of bike as a purchaser myself. I like their laid back style, but prefer something with just a little more pep, which this new 450 delivers. Very impressive and a sign of things to come from Royal Enfield, even if you're not specifically after a bike like this, I'd say. After their launch of the Super Meteor this year, they really seem to be going from strength to strength. So let me know what you think of the latest Himalayan, and if there's anything you think Royal Enfield missed, or if they've got it just right. As always, stay safe out there and thanks for watching. If you're still here and liked the video, consider hitting that like button, it's a big help.